Aaliyah personal life. In her spare time, she was mostly a home person, which dated back to her younger years, but on occasion went out and played laser tag. She reasoned this was due to her liking the simple things in life. Despite having a prosperous career that allowed her to purchase the vehicle she wanted, Aaliyah revealed during her final interview on August 21, 2001 on 106 and Park that she had never owned a car due to living in New York City and hiring a car or driver on a regular basis. Family. Aaliyah's family played a major role in the course of her career. Aaliyah's father Michael Houghton served as her personal manager. Her mother assisted her in her career while brother Rashad Houghton and cousin Jomo Hankerson worked with her consistently. Her father's illness ended his co-management of Aaliyah with her mother Diane Houghton. She ran all of her decisions by Rashad. Aaliyah was known to have usually been accompanied by members of her family, and the Rock the Boat filming was credited by Rashad Houghton as being the first and only time her family was not present. In October 2001, Rashad stated, "It really boggles everyone, that, from day one, every single video she ever shot there's always been myself or my mother or my father there. The circumstances surrounding this last video were really strange because my mother had eye surgery and couldn't fly. That really bothered her because she always traveled. My dad had to take care of my mom at that time. And I went to Australia to visit some friends. We really couldn't understand why we weren't there. You ask yourself maybe we could have stopped it. But you can't really answer the question. There's always gonna be that question of why." Her friend Kadada Jones said in the last year of her life her parents had given her more freedom and she had talked about wanting a family. She wanted to have a family, and we talked about how we couldn't wait to kick back with our babies. Gladys Knight, who had been married to Aaliyah's uncle Barry Hankerson, was essential to the start of Aaliyah's career as she gave her many of her earlier performances. One of their last conversations concerned Aaliyah having difficulty with another young artist that she was trying to work with. Knight felt the argument was petty and insisted that she remain being who she was in spite of the conflict. Illegal marriage. With the release of Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, rumors circulated of a relationship between Aaliyah and R. Kelly, including the allegation that they had secretly married without her parents' knowledge. Vibe later revealed a marriage certificate that listed the couple married on August 31, 1994, in Sheraton Gateway Suites in Rosemont, Illinois. Aaliyah, who was 15 at the time, was listed as 18 on the certificate. The illegal marriage was annulled in February 1995 by her parents. The pair continued to deny marriage allegations, stating that neither was married. Aaliyah reportedly developed a friendship with Kelly during the recording of her debut album. As she recalled to Vibe magazine in 1994, she and Kelly would go watch a movie and go eat when she got tired and would then come back and work. She described the relationship between her and Kelly as being rather close. In 2016, Kelly said that he was as in love with Aaliyah as he was with anybody else. In December 1994, Aaliyah told the Sun-Times that whenever she was asked about being married to Kelly, she urged them not to believe all that mess and that she and Kelly were close and people took it the wrong way. In his 2011 book The Man Behind the Man, Looking from the Inside Out, Demetrius Smith Sr., a former member of Kelly's entourage, wrote that Kelly told him in a voice that sounded as if he wanted to burst into tears that he thought Aaliyah was pregnant. Jamie Foster Brown in the 1994 issue of Sister to Sister wrote that R. Kelly told me that he and Aaliyah got together and it was just magic. Brown also reported hearing about a relationship between them. I've been hearing about Robert and Aaliyah for a while, that she was pregnant or that she was coming and going in and out of his house. People would see her walking his dog, 12 play, with her basketball cap and sunglasses on. Every time I asked the label, they said it was platonic. But I kept hearing complaints from people about her being in the studio with all those men. Brown later added at 15, you have all those hormones and no brains attached to them. The 2019 documentary Surviving R. Kelly revealed new details about their relationship and marriage. Yovanti Cunningham, a former backup dancer, claimed to have witnessed Kelly having sex with Aaliyah on his tour bus, while Demetrius Smith again recounted the time Kelly feared that he had impregnated her. Smith also described how he helped Aaliyah forge the necessary documents to show she was 18 and that the wedding was short and unceremonious, as neither was dressed up and Aaliyah looked worried and scared the whole time. Smith states that he is not proud of his role in facilitating their illegal marriage. Aaliyah admitted in court documents that she had lied about her age. In May 1997, she filed suit in Cook County seeking to have all records of the marriage expunged because she was not old enough under state law to get married without her parents' consent. It was reported that she cut off all professional and personal ties with Kelly after the marriage was annulled and ceased having contact with him. In 2014, Jomo Hankerson stated that Aaliyah got villainized over her relationship with Kelly and the scandal over the marriage made it difficult to find producers for her second album. We were coming off of a multi-platinum debut album, and except for a couple of relationships with Jermaine Dupri and Puffy, it was hard for us to get producers on the album. Hankerson also expressed confusion over why they were upset with Aaliyah given her age at the time. Aaliyah was known to avoid answering questions regarding Kelly following the professional split. During an interview with Christopher John Farley, she was asked if she was still in contact with him and if she would ever work with him again. Farley said Aaliyah responded with a firm, frosty no to both of the questions. Vibe magazine said Aaliyah changed the subject anytime you bring up the marriage with her. A spokeswoman for Aaliyah said in 2000 that when R. Kelly comes up, she doesn't even speak his name, and nobody's allowed to ask about it at all. Kelly later commented that Aaliyah had opportunities to address the pair's relationship after they separated professionally but chose not to. In 2019, Damon Dash revealed to Hip Hop Motivation that Aaliyah didn't even speak of her relationship with Kelly in private. She tried multiple times to discuss it with him, but was only able to find the courage to say that Kelly was a bad man. She told him that she could only possibly discuss the relationship with a professional counselor. Dash said he was unable to watch Surviving R. Kelly because its interviews with visibly traumatized girls struggling to discuss their encounters with Kelly reminded him of how Aaliyah behaved when trying to recount her relationship with Kelly. R. Kelly would have other allegations made about him regarding underage girls in the years following her death, and his marriage to Aaliyah was used to evidence his involvement with them. He has refused to discuss his relationship with her, citing her death. Out of respect for her, and her mom and her dad, I will not discuss Aaliyah. That was a whole other situation, a whole other time, it was a whole other thing, and I'm sure that people also know that. Aaliyah's mother, Diane Houghton, reflected that everything that went wrong in her life began with her relationship with Kelly. Damon Dash also noted that lasting trauma from her relationship with Kelly negatively affected their relationship. However, the allegations have been said to have done little to taint Aaliyah's image or prevent her from becoming a reliable 90s hitmaker with viable sidelines in movies and modeling. Engagement. Aaliyah was dating co-founder of Rockefeller Records Damon Dash at the time of her death and, though they were not formally engaged, in interviews given after Aaliyah's death, Dash claimed the couple had planned to marry. Aaliyah and Dash met in 2000 through his accountant and formed a friendship. Dash has said he is unsure of how he and Aaliyah started dating and that the two just understood each other. I don't know how we got involved, just spending time, we just saw things the same and it was new, you know what I mean. Meeting someone that is trying to do the same thing you are doing in the urban market, in the same urban marketplace but not really being so urban. It was just, her mind was where my mind was. She understood me and she got my jokes. She thought my jokes were funny. Dash expressed his belief that Aaliyah was the one and claimed the pair were not officially engaged, but had spoken about getting married prior to her death. Aaliyah publicly never addressed the relationship between her and Dash as being anything but platonic. In May 2001, she hosted a party for Dash's 30th birthday at a New York City club, where they were spotted together and Dash was seen escorting her to a bathroom. Addressing this, Aaliyah stated that she and Dash were just very good friends and chose to keep it at that for the time being. Just 2 weeks before her death, Aaliyah traveled from New Jersey to East Hampton, New York to visit Dash at the summer house he shared with Jay-Z. The couple were separated for long periods at a time, as Dash recalled that Aaliyah continuously shot films and would be gone for months often to come back shortly and continue her schedule. Dash was also committed to his own thing, which did not make matters any better. Despite this, they were understanding that the time they had together was special. Dash remembered they would be in a room full of people talking to each other and it felt like everyone was listening but it would be just us. It would be like we were the only ones in the room. Dash always felt their time together was essential and Aaliyah was the person he was interested in being with, which is why, as he claimed, they had begun speaking about engagement. The relationship was mentioned in the lyrics of Jay-Z's remix to her song Miss You, released after her death.